We are back, the creative point of view, with these three wonderful people and myself. So let me introduce you. We have the amazing, the awesome, the co-founder, the number one pencil. They call him the Nate Dizzle. Everybody go.
Hey.
Yes. And then also we have the amazing, oh my days, we call her our coach. The amazing coach. Every time we call her, she has so many gems to drop. Look, even Nathan's just like, we're not worthy.
Exactly.
Awesome. The mother of two, LDV. And yes, and we have the Duke. There's the Duke of Sussex, there's the Duke of Edinburgh. We now have the Duke of Two Pencils. Oh my days. Oh my days. Another co-founder of Two Pencils and a Pad, not pants. Two Pencils and a Pad. Duke! Woo! I got my mouth muddled up in there, but you know what? It's all part of the thing. And then I like to introduce myself. They call me Mike Sofo, aka Mr. Sofo. Welcome to the creative point of view. So now I'm going to introduce you to Lauren, who is going to take us with the next question.
Actually forgot it was me, but here we go. So I was getting so carried away, Mike, because it was such a good introduction. I was loving it. I was just in the vibe. And now I've got to get into my question. Right, let me focus. So, as you know, LDV, Living Designedly Vision. So I'm all about living designedly, but also working designedly. And it's about working intentionally, purposely, deliberately. That's what designedly means. It is a word. What does working designedly look like for you? Are you currently there, or like maybe it's a look like for you in the future? Like, what would your ideal working designedly look like? Ooh. Why does this always happen?
Another Lauren question, huh?
Lauren, where did that come from, man?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so Lauren,
I can't even start.
Break it down. Can you break it down?
I'll answer it.
Sorry?
Break it down for us.
What did you say, Nate?
Define designedly.
Designedly means intentionally, purposely, and deliberately. So if you're living designedly, then you're living life on your terms, you're living intentionally, purposely, deliberately, like a life that works for you. So the same for working designedly. So if you were to work designedly, what would that look like? So it could be, for instance, that you are night owls, which me and Nate definitely are. So we get our energy in the evening. So working in the evenings works better for us. So that could be one part of our working designedly vision. See what I'm saying?
Okay, this is a tough one. I
just wanted to throw something different out there, you know, get people thinking.
I don't know. I'm going to answer this as best as I can. So,
go on, Jig.
Working designedly for me right now would be probably early mornings and sort of like evenings, not late evenings, but sort of like mid-evening. So as soon as the kids are in bed. Currently doing homeschooling, so the morning and the afternoon is eaten up mostly by homeschooling. But once the guys are doing their own thing and they're off to bed, for example, this is allows me to get into my creative juices and sort of get going. So I will spend probably 3 to 4 hours just kind of like mapping up my my sort of agenda and what it is I need to do. So that's my working designedly, if that makes any sense to you guys. To who's listening. And obviously just adapting as well, because obviously before I had a bit more free time, whereas now I don't with the current climate and situation. So I've turned into a home teacher versus designer. So that's been quite interesting. But what I'd probably say is that's my designing Lee. You said living. What was the question again, Lauren?
Those are just working designedly, but it was just like, what would your working designedly look like for you? If you could kind of structure it out.
Yeah.
So she's talking about what it would look
I
like
think
in the
you've done well.
future as well.
What's that?
Yeah, I think you've done well, Duke, to answer that. I was talking about the future as well. Like, is there any parts that maybe you aren't doing that you think would be really beneficial?
Probably just spending longer, you know. Like I miss so like before lockdown, I used to live in coffee shops. That was like my go-to. Like first thing in the morning, coffee shop, evening coffee shop, to the point where they knew me. They knew who I was. I could just go to the counter, they give me a coffee, and it was just, that's what it was. And that was my mecca. That was my office. That was the 2PP office before 2PP had an office. So once things do open up and I can have a coffee again, or even have a nice silent workspace, that is where I'm going to be. That is going to be my mecca.
That's it. I love that. See? You did it, Duke. That was easy.
It was okay.
Great. Nate, you're up.
Is it me?
Well, you're unmuted, so I'm like, that must mean you're ready.
You know what? This is a tough one, but you're saying intentionally, purposely, what do I do? I think one of my key things I do, and I take my time in whatever I'm doing. So I never rush anything. And that's probably why I probably succeed, is because I have enough time to reflect. So if I'm gonna start my day, I will take my time I always plan it out. So I always have to take my time in terms of doing my exercise. I take my time in terms of doing my design. I allow enough time. I never rush anything. And that's probably the thing I always do. Everything's done in my own time. And that's why, probably the reason why I do that is because when I get to the evening, it's when I get the second, what was it? That's what they say, when you run? Second rush.
Second win.
It's called. Second win. Yeah, that's when it probably happens to me. So I just go slowly. It's almost like I'm running like maybe like 400 or 800 meters. And then when I get to the last lap, it's boom, straight away I get my second rush or second win, to whoever you want to call it. I purposely take my time in everything I do. That's what I do purposely. I think as well, I meditate, I have enough time to reflect. I ensure that each and every day that I'm on this planet, that I have like maybe half an hour or an hour where I reflect and just be alone with my thoughts. That is the beauty for me. Sorry, I'm got a lot. Yeah, that's the beauty for me in life. I think reflecting on what's happening around you, your family, your friends, and in your work life. I think that's what I do purposely too. And without that, I go mental. So if I'm with people and I don't have time to reflect, I start to get a bit like cranky. I can't live. I feel like I'm suffocating. So once I'm by myself again, that's when I feel like I'm me, and that's how I perform my best in terms of design or even engaging with any conversation or meetings. You said living, working.
Just working designedly is fine for this one.
Oh, just
I'm
working.
asking a lot. I like how yours is very present, Nate. You're very, like, it's very much present in the moment.
Yeah. Working, I think purposely, that would be it. I think one of the purpose things I said is reflection, but I meditate. And that's one other thing where it's like upon reflection. And that's just like almost slow down my heart rate and my mind.
Is there anything you do like future-wise that you don't think you're currently doing for working designedly?
Is there anything I would do in the future that I'm not doing now?
Yeah.
Or
do you think you've nailed it quite well?
No, what I'm not doing now, I'm probably not taking enough risks. I'm a risk taker, but sometimes I can be calculated because I reflect a lot. So sometimes the opportunity will come, and I love you got in there, you knew what you was doing there, Lauren. So I reflect before, and sometimes the opportunity will go. It happened to me the other day. Someone approached me about a big job. It was big. I even told you it was massive. And I reflected, and then it dropped. It gone. Someone else took it. It was massive. Yeah, I haven't even told the guys. It was because I saw it and I was like, hold on, I know this company. And then I was like, that's way too big for me. And I sat there for half an hour. I went, yeah, I'm gonna reply. It was not, it was like, it wasn't, I couldn't reply. It literally, I'll explain later, but it was gone. And I was like, oh, because I researched the company and it was like the turnaround was not in the hundreds of thousands. It wasn't even in the millions. Anyway.
I feel like you've just dropped a massive bomb and this is just going to explode somewhere else.
So I was like, okay, I messed up there. And that's probably one of my, I reflected a bit too much on it. You know, like something great happened. I went, oh, that's great. And then I went, let me reflect on that. And then I went, I'm ready now. It's gone. And that's what happened. So future-wise, I shouldn't be doing that. I think because so much was going on at that point, if there was nothing going on, I would have been I've been quicker to respond. As Mike would know, there's a lot that's happened in the last 24 hours where we were like terrified to the point of like, we thought our hearts were going to us and jump out our bodies. But yeah.
I like the honesty though, because I think so many people will be able to relate to that. So many people. I think that's really, really nice. And I'm sure Duke will talk to you after this session. We won't go on to that now. Let's hear from Mike.
You know, Nay, I'm gonna say to you, thanks for sharing your breakdown in terms of how you do things, because although you've said it in the past, I now really understand what you're saying, because I've tried it myself. There's certain things that you've said, I've taken little elements and gems and I tried it myself, and I'm starting to see something. So thank you for sharing that.
No problem at all.
All the love in here.
Yeah.
All the love.
The beauty in that. Like I can't emphasize how big a deal that is, just to sit there and just be alone. As parents, you guys probably like that's gold dust to you. So
it's a hard one.
It really is. This is it, and I'm sharing it with you guys.
In actual fact, this actually happened tonight. I'll share it. I put the kids to bed and I was like, I'm now going to have a bath, a relaxing bath before I go onto the Zoom, you know, chill out a little bit, wind down. And just like you said, be in my own thought, my own space. I went in I was laying in the bath and this door just went, I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm in the bath. And it was Oliver and he's like, Mummy, can I just give you a cuddle? And I was like, okay. And then he's like, I'll grab a chair and sit with you. I was like, no, we don't really need to do that. It's bedtime. And then he decided to stay with me for the next 20 minutes, telling me stories about dinosaurs and all that, and sing songs about Bob the Builder. So that was really relaxing.
Wow. I love the fact that these guys are like great negotiators. They know how to work their way into any situation.
Yep.
Oh, that's mad.
Work is magic.